Basically, I have prepared this demo for sourcing project RFP, right? How we create the RFP, what are the things we will work it on in executing the RFP process. I'll just take you to the brief of this session that we are going to cover. What are the different types of sourcing project we have in the system, and how this is going to process ahead, how we do the monitoring and executing the process, the overall process flow. Then we'll discuss and talk about the create quick project RFP. Then what are the various areas we have to fill in order to execute the RFP project, that is events, then team, supplier, content, and the summary page where we will look in the overall the settings we have done in the RFP event. Then how once the supplier has submitted their bids, how we can monitor the sourcing project, and ultimatum, the end goal for R is awarding the correct supplier for the business use. To talk on the Ariba modules which we have in the upstream. So the first process is basically the supplier onboarding, that is done through SLP process, and the risk assessment associated to the supplier is done through the supplier risk module. So this is initiated once we foresee any supplier we want in the system to be conducted with the business with. So we raise the supplier request. Once it is initiated, and if there is any approval flow, once it is approved by the internal business users, the whosoever has the authorization to approve it, that is triggered. The supplier will get an invitation on their mentioned email ID, where they can see the defined questionnaires which is set in the template in supply SLP module. Once they register themselves, supplier risk engagement, that is for risk assessment, another engagement request is being triggered. This depends when the business wants the supplier risk to be evaluated for the supplier, whether they want it just after the onboarding, and that we will deep dive before the the demo of if there is supplier risk module is there for the client system. Then we will just have a little bit of information on when the supplier when the business execute the supplier risk engagement. Once that is triggered, in case let's suppose that it is done at the time of onboarding, once that is triggered, the supplier will have to again submit their responses. It can be on financial, legal, tax, and some general questions like on the certifications what they have, ISU or something. Then supplier onboarding will be decided based on the supplier risk score, whether it is a critical one or high risk or low risk. Once all those parameters and the factors has been checked and it are approved, the supplier will be onboarded and registered in the system. So as in Ariba, there is a native integration. So the supplier, whosoever is registered in the SLP module, those details will flow in the sourcing and contract module through the native integrations. So the common supplier files will be shared. Partition data and purchase org, all these will be used in the downstream module. When I say downstream, it is buying and invoicing module. So today, as we are going to discuss on the sourcing module, our main focus is how a sourcing event can be executed. For that, the business raise a sourcing request. Once it is initiated, and as per the approval flow, like suppose it is for various commodities, there can be different approval flow set. So for IT commodity, if there is a sourcing request needs to be raised, appropriate approval flow will be triggered automatically. Once it is approved, the sourcing project will be created, and we'll go into that how we can execute that sourcing project and the awarding scenarios we can create in the system. Once we award the supplier, the next step is creating a contract. We can also directly create a purchase request, but if we foresee that we have to have the supplier for long run, it is advisable to create a contract. The contract can be initiated directly after the sourcing project is awarded, or it can be created manually. So again, in Ariba, we have the advantage of templates in each module. Once an appropriate template is selected in the contract phase, then it can be executed as per the task defining in that template, and the signing process can be configured, whether it is through DocuSign, digitally or manually, how we have to proceed. So I'll just quickly talk on the different type of sourcing project available in the system. So to the user, we have two events, whether they want to go for quick project or for full project. When I say quick project, it is a single standalone event. Either they want to go for RFI or RFP or an auction. And in full project, they can select multiple events in one project, either RFI, RFP or auction, or RFP and auction, and they can play with that. Today we will talk on quick project. RFI is mainly used to collect the information and to have and to set up the gather the capabilities of the supplier. In this event, we never collect the pricing information. We just ask them for their catalogs, whether they supply this goods or not. In RFP event, it is one step ahead, where we collect the information and also ask for the price bids, and then we award the supplier. In the auction, it's a real-time platform we provide to the suppliers, where they can check their competitors' pricing as well if allowed, and their ranks, and based on that they can submit their auctions bids for the product. Forward auction we have seen very less, but it is when a company wants to sell any product in the market, they can use this option. It is same like the above step, like an auction for buying. So there are various types of templates that can be created and customized as per the business requirements. To talk on few, there are standard templates, where in the first one is request for proposal, which is the standard template. It allows you to configure the questions, sections, content part, and predefined rules can be set in this type of templates. If the business foresee that they want some high level details, they can go with the price breakup template, where in spite of having just component level, unit level pricing, they can dig down and have the component pricing and check how the supplier has arrived to their final bids. Another template is total cost, where all the factors which are affecting the cost of the product can be calculated, including the shipping cost, taxes and all. And if we want to have we have a large size of questionnaires and lot size, like from 2000 to 10,000 line items, we have to select with the large events. That there are two challenges over here. This event can be done only through Excel, so we have to upload the Excel, and while supplier has to submit their bids, they have to download the Excel, they have to fill that Excel and then upload it again back in the system. In this type of event, we can have maximum of 125 suppliers at a time. So talking about the process flow, this is the basic process flow. We can say that once the user will start the sourcing project, they will select the appropriate template which they want. Then as per the template definition and defined, few rule settings would be already been configured, and few are required to be done by the user. Then they have to select the team members, either a project owner or observer, or some approval flow which they want to see in this sourcing event. It can be configured in template, or additionally, if a user wants to add more team members, they can add in this section. Similarly, with the supplier, whosoever they want, and they want their bids and evaluate the suppliers, they can invite the suppliers. We'll talk how the suppliers can be invited, whether the onboarded suppliers can be invited only, or a new supplier can also be invited in the sourcing during sourcing event. Then they will set the content. Common questionnaires can be configured in the template part, but if suppose there are some category or commodity specific questionnaires, that can be pulled from library or can be filled manually. Then once all these settings are done and suppliers are invited, in the summary tab we can check all those settings we have earlier filled, and then we can publish the event. It would be open for bidding, and the supplier will get a notification that there will be a unique ID which is associated to each sourcing event. They will be notified that you have been invited by so and so company for bidding on this sourcing event. Once the supplier bids their proposal within the defined timeline which we set during the rules setting, then we can create award scenario. It can be done automatically or manually, and we can award the suppliers based on percentage of quantity that we want to give. Some lot to some different suppliers and some lot to different supplier. That provision is there in Ariba. After that, we award those suppliers and we move ahead with the contract or PR as per the business requirement. Talking about the big process flow, which we have just discussed. So the business will raise the sourcing request. They will add the content what they want from their suppliers to see, and as per the guiding principle, what I'm saying, the guiding principle is the golden rules of the company, whether the business is going to initiate the sourcing request or the procurement team's approval. We want to initiate the sourcing request. So in case we need the procurement team to be involved, then we need their approval. Once we get the approval, or if in case it is business, we create the sourcing project. We add the suppliers. I'll go how to add the suppliers. Then we add the sourcing content and the team members. We set the grades to the content. That will help us in evaluating the supplier final response, and we publish the sourcing project. Once published, it will be sent to the supplier. The supplier will respond. Based on that, we will evaluate whether we need additional information from the suppliers or we are good to proceed ahead. The team leaders who are set during the team section, we'll see in that presentation. They will evaluate the scenarios. Like I said, there are two ways, either manually evaluating or doing it automatically. Once it is done and we finalized our supplier, we can award the scenario and start the contract initiation process. Talking of how a supplier will be available in Ariba network, and for us to make them participate in the sourcing project. If we have already onboarded the supplier during the SLP phase, and if it is available in the Ariba network, the supplier, once they will get the notification in their provided email ID, they can, if they are on the network, they can directly log in to their Ariba network ID. They can submit their bids and set the response. If they are not in Ariba network, then we have two options available. We can send, through the email, they can decide whether they want to go ahead with the Ariba network. They can create their account. So two type of account are there for suppliers. A light account, which is free of cost and allows the suppliers to bid on their response. But as it is a free of cost, there are some limitations associated to that account. And one is fully configured account, where there is some cost associated. So the supplier can decide whether they want to go in the Ariba network or not. If they feel so, there through that link they can register themselves on Ariba network and response to the sourcing project we have initiated. Or if they decide that they don't want to be a part of the Ariba network, in Ariba we have a facility available as a surrogate bidding. So we send this content form to the supplier externally. When I say externally, it could be PDF, it can be via email or fax. Once the supplier respond back, one of the authorized, when I say one of the, because it is good and advisable as per best practice that the business identifies a few associates who would be responsible and can be authorized as surrogate bidding. They can enter the response on behalf of the suppliers through the response which they have got through email or fax. They can fill that sourcing project on their own and then submit the bid on behalf of the supplier. So there are a couple of ways where the supplier, either it is there in Ariba network or not, can participate in the project. So this is the complete overview of how the sourcing project looks like. When we go in the demo, we will see that there are two ways we can create the sourcing project. From the once the user has logged into the system, on their home screen, they can click on the sourcing tab, which I have highlighted, and in the common action, they will see the option available as sourcing project. They can click on that, or if that common action through there, the sourcing project is not available, they can click on create and go to the sourcing project. Once they've clicked on the sourcing project, a form will appear, and with certain header fields as defined during the designing of the template. So these header fields we will discuss in detail. I have just written a short description, but once we'll identify all those standard header fields and customized header fields which has been prepared for the customer, we'll prepare on that areas, and we will help the customer in understanding the header fields.